Good morning, everyone, and welcome to CSL Leesburg. So, our theme for the year of 2025 is Rising Higher and Growing Deeper. Our theme for the month of March is the flow of coming and going. And the title of our talk today is The Still Small Voice. And it will be given by our fabulous Reverend Charlene. We are so glad that you joined us today, that you took some time out of your day to come and celebrate everything that is coming and going and living in a spiritual life. Let's put it that way. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy our opening video. Please join us as we create our sacred space. We set our intentions of deepening into our awareness and practice of our 5 pillars of spiritual living by lighting this candle in our virtual world. Our first pillar is sacred study, represented by the divine quality of truth. We use this pillar to recognize the importance of an open mind and the power of our minds. The second pillar is affirmative prayer, represented by the divine quality power. This pillar honors the power of prayer in our daily lives. Our third pillar is meditation and the divine quality of peace. This pillar reminds us of the importance of meditation and the peace we feel when we quiet our minds. The fourth pillar is circulation and the divine quality of life. We know that the great law of circulation works in our lives. As we give, so shall we receive. And the fifth pillar is sacred service and the divine quality of love. This pillar affirms our call to be a service to our world as we see through the eyes of love. Let us close our eyes as we bless this sacred space and our time together. As we weave each of these pillars of spiritual living into our service today, may they deepen our own spiritual practices of study, prayer, meditation, circulation, and service, expanding our minds and our hearts to the 5 divine qualities of truth, power, peace, life, and love. We also bless everyone who made our service possible today and everyone in attendance. May the energy of love that is generated here bless everyone abundantly. And so it is. And so it is. Before I go into our meditation, I want to remind you that if you have any prayer concerns or celebrations, please be sure to include them in the chat. And Reverend Charlene will include them when she does our affirmative prayer, which we call spiritual mind treatment, and that will be following her message. All right, with that, if you know me, sometimes I like to do like a little set the stage, let's just say, before meditation. And most of you probably have this wonderful journal because you're a member of CSL Leesburg. Thank you, Reverend Charlene. But just in case you don't, or just in case you haven't taken the time to read the little personal practical application that is included with today's service, I want to read it to you because it really sets the stage, like I said, for our meditation and for our message today. It says, in the midst of life's noise, it's easy to overlook the quiet voice of inner guidance. Take a moment each day to pause and listen to the stillness within. Notice what gets in the way of trusting this inner voice, whether it's fear, doubt, or the distractions of daily life. By creating space for silence through meditation or simply being present, you can strengthen your connection to this deep stillness. As you tune in more frequently, you may find that this quiet voice offers clarity, peace, a sense of direction, guiding you with a wisdom that transcends the noise. And I thought that was so beautiful. It ties in with our message today, the title of our talk, The Still Voice, Small Voice. But it also reminds us why we do meditation. It's taking all that noise that's in our thoughts, that's out there in the world, that's on social media, that to-do list, and it just takes it and it pushes it aside. It gives it time out and allows you to go within and tap in to your divine inner guidance. So with all that, just sit back in your chair, settle in, relax, take a deep breath, hold and release. And do that one more time, inhaling, hold, and release. Give yourself permission to just, like I said, take everything that might disturb your thoughts, everything that's outside this moment, this present moment, and just sweep it under the rug, push it in the closet, put it under a box, put it in timeout, and just settle into right now, this precise moment. Right now, in this tiny little fraction of time, everything's well. Everything is good. Everything is peaceful. It is just you and your divine inner wisdom. Embrace that thought that all is well. Just like your breath that fills and empties your lungs effortlessly without you giving it any thought. Your day is unfolding effortlessly. Today, let the gentle power of effortless breath guide you. Let stillness come into your life whenever you feel that you're getting consumed with fear and doubt, confusion. Just hit that little pause button and go within and embrace the stillness that is within. Sometimes I think about how our bodies are made up of all these cells, right? Trillions of cells, and each cell is made up by these tiny, tiny, tiny little particles that we call atoms. And what is the majority of an atom? What is the biggest space in an atom? Nothing, just stillness, just emptiness. And that can blow my mind to think that there's just these parts of me, parts of you, parts of everything that is whole and perfect and complete, but it's mostly stillness. No craziness going on. No noise that we know of, right? No fear, no doubt. Just knowing this is my job. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Little Adam, going about my day, filled with peace. All is well. And as you travel through your day with ease, knowing that it is all unfolding naturally, divinely, remind yourself, I can always go within. I can always stop the noise. I can remind myself, all is well. All is well. I am filled with peace. Ah, gotta confess, sometimes I need that too. All right, as you gently come back from our meditation, just relax, sit back, and enjoy this music.
Where I am, God is where I stand. God is standing strong. Where I breathe, God is breathing life in and out and through me. Ask me where I sing, God is where I dance. Joy lives at my feet. Where I live, beauty's flowing free, in and out and through me. As me, for where I doubt, God is the faith in me. Where I cry, God is the comfort there. Where I seek, God is the answer. Here and now, forever and ever and ever. Where I speak, truth is. Where I work, love is my career. And where I play, God is playing boldly, in and out and through me. As me, oh, oh, do-do-do, oh, hey, yeah. Where I am, where I stand, where I play, where I work and breathe and move and feel, where I sing, where I dance, my dance, wherever I go, where I pray and take and give and leave. God is, life is, joy is, oh, God is.
Faith Rivera. Wherever I am, God is.
I always love that song, Faith Rivera. Wherever I am, God is. And thank you, Tamara, for that wonderful meditation reminding us about the stillness and the space that we can always get back to when we need to. And I'm glad I played that one this morning, because that idea of wherever I am, God is. And the way she said, when I do my dance, and she just kind of, you could see Faith's energy and her personality just shine through. And I think my voice is probably a little hot. I'll roll down my microphone. Here we go. So I feel that song so fully, especially these days. Because when this talk's title is all about listening to the still small voice, well, how can you hear it with all of that clutter and all of that noise that Tamara was referring to? You cannot walk down the street, look at your email without taking a peek at some headline, which I kind of feel is designed right now to give everybody a sense of anxiety, to destabilize us, to make us, and I don't want to be conspiracy theory about it, but I'm just saying, why are these news headlines so jarring? And every single headline, it moves you this way, and now you're mad, and now, oh, we changed our mind, oh, we're back on, and now we're back off, and you're gonna die. Of course, we're all gonna die, but maybe tomorrow, maybe not tomorrow. Just stop all the noise. And so it's hard to remember in these times that God is wherever I am. And now for those of us who are on our journey, perhaps recovering from the word God, let me help. Because I know some people feel, especially when you're first leaving some formalized religion, you feel that the word God is conjuring up a white guy in the sky. And the last thing we need right now is another white guy anywhere telling us and judging us and holding us back. Let me just say it. So if you're in that mode where God means something that you're not really, it doesn't evoke those warm fuzzies for you, great, fabulous, fantastic, let's change the word. I'm going to invite you to think of whatever energy you had in mind when Tamara was walking us through that meditation. What did you call it? Now, she said something about her atoms inside her being that are more space than they are solids, and that everything is fluid, and there's a stillness, there's a quiet. Who made that? Now, if you feel that this stuff just happened, that it's a matter of chaos theory, eventually haphazard, random interactions will eventually create something that's fully ordered, then I would say that's probably a little misguided, because even Albert Einstein said the more you study science and physics, the more you believe in a God. Now, the problem is that we've anthropomorphized this God, this creator of all that is, and we've decided that it had just as punitive energy as our actual dads. So that's the problem. But when we remove ourselves from that and we say, what if it's a pure intelligence that's coursing through everything? This is why the number pi, which is it's the definition of a circle scientifically. It's 3.14159. How many digits can you go? Just know that the number of digits after the decimal point is infinite, does not repeat, and goes on forever. That actual calculation, or that measurement, can be found in all circles. And circles are the representation of wholeness, of never-endingness. And every single structure that has that, you can measure it using pi. How is that haphazard? Sounds like a fundamental principle of all things that are visible. Sounds to me like it was on purpose. I'm just saying. So let's, whatever you want to call it, God, the universe, the divine, spirit. You could call it Joe. Call it what you want. There is a presence bigger and underneath everything that we can see, touch, feel, experience. That is what we're talking about when we say God. And when Faith said, it is who I am, it's in me, it feels, it breathes through me. When we identify that that energy is within us, it is as us, moving through us if we allow it. If we were identified with that truth over time, all the time, if we can go for that, if we could get it constantly aware in the front of our mind, just the way the news stories are front of mind. If I could get this knowledge that the divine is moving through me as me, how would my life look different? How would I be motivated? What things would I be attracted to doing if I knew that I am the embodiment of the divine? And so are you. And so is that person I see on the street. What if that was my awareness all the time? And so I'm offering to you that maybe the things that we look at, all the agitation that we can see moving throughout our system is maybe a symptom of the missing awareness that we are one with the divine. Maybe that's what happens when people forget, when people believe that they're not one with everything, they're separate. So we might as well just burn it all down. Everything's separate. It's me versus them. I'm going to win. Maybe that's a symptom of separation. And so therefore, I don't suggest we run around trying to change everybody else. That's always a fool's errand anyway. I do suggest that maybe sitting and listening to that still small voice is the first step to becoming aware that we are that energy. We are one with the divine. Now, why is it hard then? If it's true that we can just sit in the stillness and perhaps turn, the equivalent of sitting in the stillness could be equivalent to tuning in the dial of a radio station where when it's a little off, not in alignment, you get a lot of static. And when you're getting closer to alignment with the signal, then there's less static. And then when you get right on top of that signal, well, then there is no static at all. If that practice of meditation is akin to turning that dial, why is it so hard? Why? Wouldn't the divine create something in us that would just make it easy and fun to do? Well, I think here's what the Buddhists tell us. The Buddhists say that meditation, there are many different types of meditation. They call it sitting and being still. And they tell us that the more we do it, the better we are at it. The more quickly we can identify that still small voice, listen to it, tune into it, and that even after many hours or a lot of practice of sitting on the cushion, we could take that awareness and that attuned attention, we could take it with us into our regular life. They call it enlightenment when you get to do the same thing you did before, chop wood, carry water, but you get to do it with a whole different awareness. Who's chopping this wood? What essence is pouring the water? But it's a practice. It's a journey. It's not meant to be a one and done thing. And because there are so many other demands for our time, we tend to put it off. There's no immediate pay for having meditated. We can't see that every day we do it, it's like dropping a clear drop of water into a muddy glass, that over time, the repetitive action of doing this again and again will create in us, it'll cultivate in us a sense of oneness, of connectedness. It'll show up in our lives as loving kindness and support, and we're going to be great when we talk to our friends and family. Everybody will feel better. That's something way in the future, and a lot of times there's not enough immediate benefit. So we just skip it. It's hard. I'm not going to sit on the thing. I don't want to do it. But the problem with not doing it becomes, now what thoughts are in my head all the time? I'm undisciplined. I'm not really focused. My mind might be scattered because it's not trained. And when something does come by, I'll believe it. But typically things don't just come by from the outside. Typically we're feeding ourselves some well-worn, well-loved, as they say when you buy a used item. It has been used over and over again. These beliefs in our heads about we're not good enough, we don't have enough, if only. With these kinds of beliefs, it's hard to get up and do the things that we're called to do. And then we end up sort of kind of like, everything sucks, everything's bad. And then now we look at news stories and it's confirmation. Everything's bad. Everything sucks. Does it though? Is it though? I don't know. I don't think that's true. But if we've never examined our automatic beliefs, we don't even know where they're coming from, and then we're sucked in, thrown around by external circumstances. And they always reinforce our worst fears. Have you noticed that? Our worst fears are always reinforced when we're kind of flopping around without having a disciplined spiritual practice. So what do I mean by that? I'll give you a story right from this week. There I was teaching one of my classes that I do. There were, I think they said 2,500 people at the peak of it, all signed in across the world, watching me teach these 2 days of Google Cloud ability. We want to train a bunch of people, teach them how to become familiar with all this technology so that women especially are not left behind. So we do this launch pad for women, and it's fun, it's amazing. People came and they were putting in the chat, "Yay, Charlene, we love your energy." And I've explained in the past how since I was a young child, there were 2 ways of accepting the Charlene-ness of me. There was one that said, "Oh my gosh, this child was wearing me out. Sit her down somewhere. She's too much, too loud, too hyper. Sit down and shut up." I heard that a lot, but I also heard, "Go for it. You do you. Be wild." And as I moved through my life, many times I was told, "Stop it. It depends on the environment. When I bring all this energy, sometimes, depending on where I am, it's inappropriate. I get it. So sit down, shut up, stop being that." And then if it's an unenlightened person, I'm then led to feel bad about it. "Oh, you know, look at you." I heard one time from someone, "Oh, we say that what did he say? A rattly wagon means it's empty." Are you calling me an airhead? Don't tempt me, because I will drop some science on you. I'm not an airhead, although I probably do play one on TV, if you get my point. Now, here's the deal. I could take that and hurt myself with it, which when I'm being undisciplined, I let that stuff happen. But I have been shown by the divine, when I follow what brings me joy, then doors fly open. And things that I've let go of because they couldn't handle me, they gave me some space to enter into a door that was like, "Yay, be more you. Yes, more of that, please." There's some place that really needs to hear the thing I say the way I say it. So I'm not intended. Nobody wants me to run and chase that which does not resonate with me. I'm supposed to serve that audience or those people that do. And that's my job. But there I was. I'm doing the talk and I'm being me and I'm quirky. we're 5 minutes in, maybe 10 minutes in, and I've got my eye watching the YouTube live chat because it's where I get some of my energy back. You know, it's hard to see 2,500 people. They're not on screen, but they're in the chat. And they're like, woo, love this, yay, hearts. Charlene, your energy is great. Good, that tells me to keep going. And then something caught my eye. I'm giving the talk, much like I'm talking to you now. And I look over there, I'm like, oh, somebody said, that's it, I'm not gonna watch anymore. This is not professional. I thought I came here for training, serious training. This woman's talking to us like we're kindergartners. I'm not gonna, and I was like, and then I scrolled up, you know, and I'm looking, and they were like, I was told that a woman in business should be, and then, you know, buttoned up and everything, and now I'm like, oh, am I too much? Guys, thousands of people have told me it's awesome. We love your energy. This one person said this thing, and I was like, and I'm over in the chat in the back room. Now I'm in the green room, right? Because we have 2 different places, and I'm typing in, should I tone it down? There's somebody in the chat. And it turns out, and I met Blake in the kitchen in the break time, because he was upstairs moderating, giving all technical answers for all their questions. And I'm like, what about that person? He goes, oh yeah, we handled her. I'm like, no, like, and he's like, why are you're great, keep going, do what you do. And I wanted more details. Turns out that person said that they have autism and they can't handle a lot of stimulation. And when I am starting a technical topic and then telling a little story and then making a joke and then going back to the topic, that drove them crazy. They need a person to sit down and just say word by word, step by step. I was like, oh, is that all it was? It just... Now, again, I want to tell you that no matter how much you think you're over, you're born in the built-in fears. Now, for mine, it was, I'm too much. And the minute one person out of thousands that have gone before them, one person says this, and now I'm like, that's happening to all of us. So let's say that you are a person who fears for the worst. You have an economic fear. Maybe there's something about the way you came up that it was believed that there's never enough. And somehow you've done all the things to become totally successful from an outside point of view. If there's a part of you that kind of still believes that any minute now, everything's going to fall apart and we're going to have nothing, that fear could be driving you. It could be causing you not to follow your dreams, not to go for what you want, but instead to cover, protect, and cower, hoping it'll be over soon. And if that's you, and I don't know if it's economic fear, maybe a romantic fear, everybody cheats, why should I get into a relationship? It keeps us small when we believe our worst fears. Granted, the worst fear, there is negative out there. It will hit something in us, but I'm trying to say this. If we can sit daily in our stillness, get that feeling of wherever I am, God is. If we could get that feeling, then that would be awesome. If we could get a feeling of, I am right on time, I'm built on purpose, I'm meant to be here, I'm doing exactly what I'm called to do, and yeah, not everybody's gonna like me, good luck, God bless you, keep it moving, we won't be as tempted to believe our worst fears. Because again, you know that whatever you have your attention on, whatever your beliefs are, your inner beliefs, they will be reinforced. The world will give you that. And oh my gosh, I just worry for any of us who are, I don't want to sit down and meditate. I'll just look at the news all the time. Don't do that. It's the wilderness. It's wild out there. In fact, I would recommend before you look at the news, maybe prepare yourself by sitting in the stillness, remembering who you are. Give yourself a bit of a shield, and then dare to look at it. I mean, it's not going to be good, but whatever. What bleeds leads. They never talk about good stuff. So, yeah, at your peril, you may go ahead and just look at all these things. Protect yourself, because it's something in one of those stories is going to tap on your worst fear. The belief that you didn't really dig up and clear out and shine the light of God on. Everything about you is on purpose. There's something in you you're meant to do. And all of these things that have hurt you, those were meant to give you material so you could talk about it. Those were meant so you could be more, you got more edges now, because something has happened to you. You got a little texture, and now you can do the thing you're meant to do, and you could be someone who other people can relate to. You're supposed to go through some stuff, but you're not supposed to stay there. So as we hone our attention, we know that the stillness is key, because in the stillness, we find that small voice of intuition, and we follow it. One final thing before I close, because I can't believe I'm already out of time. Sheesh. I wanted to talk about the difference between intuition and fear, because they're both little voices. You have two little voices. One of them is, don't do that, don't go over there, don't do it. And the other one is a whisper of, what if I do that thing? Now, the difference between fear and intuition is that fear will have logic attached to it. It will have some mental construct that the thought went through your mind. It went through your mind. So you'll be referring to some statistic in order to justify your actions. And it usually serves to keep you small. Intuition, on the other hand, says, what if we try this thing? And it's kind of a gut. It comes from sort of the center of your being. And it feels like you're being pulled to something. And there's a little bit of excitement there too. And if your intuition is warning you, it will be a loving warning, not a statistics have shown. I'll give an example before I close. And I always talk about this one because I watched Oprah Winfrey show in the early aughts. It was about a book called The Gift of Fear. Fear is good in the moment. It says if you go get into an elevator, you're a woman, you're by yourself, there's a man already in that elevator, and he feels kind of, Your instincts, your feeling tell you don't get in the elevator. Don't get in the elevator. That is an immediate, in the moment, instinctual, intuitive moment. We don't question it. We just do what we're told. Oh, something told me to turn left. I turned left. It's in the moment. Those we want to have, but the fear that calculates the probability that you'll likely succeed if you try that course in, I don't know, improv. You take a class in speaking on stage, and then your mind starts to do the thing. Well, statistically, I mean, it's probably not going to work, because that's not intuition, that's fear. So imagine any scenario, and then if you want to take this into your stillness, just maybe come up with visions. What is it I want? What is it I really want? How does that make me feel? Is it a tingly in my stomach? Do I have a tingle of excitement? Am I energized in some way? That's good. That's for you. Even if it's a little, I'm scared to do it, it's not the kind of fear that keeps you small. You should be a little bit kind of, I'm going to do it, but oh my gosh, pray for me. That kind of fear I want for you. And then in that same stillness meditation, that's that moment that you're sitting, even offer your beliefs, the ones that are keeping you small. I'm not old enough, I'm not young enough, I'm not rich enough, whatever it is, the excuses. And then I would say let those excuses come up, and then acknowledge it and say, but God isn't. I'm not old enough, but God is. I'm not rich enough, but God is. I'm not powerful enough, but God is. Remember, wherever you are the divine. The divine has everything you need. It's just that we don't really remember that where we are, God is. So I hope that something there has helped you get in the sort of rhythm of hopefulness, of having a dream and pursuing it, and protecting yourself from any distractions that are taking you away from your inner knowing. In fact, I'll close with Eckhart Tolle, who wrote the book Stillness Speaks. He says, when you recognize that there is a voice in your head that pretends to be you and never stops speaking, then you are coming out of the unconscious identification with your stream of thoughts. When you notice that voice, you realize you are not the voice, the thinker, but the one who is aware of it. That's you. You're aware of the thinker. You're aware of the thoughts. Freedom lies in knowing yourself as the consciousness behind the voice. All right, and I wish you much joy this week as you practice these ideas of just centering, being still, listening to your heart, and then living your life accordingly. Let's pray. There is one power, one love, one divine energy that is behind all that we know as life, all that we know as our lived experience. There's something greater than all this. It is the grand designer, the grand, I'll say the ground of infinite possibility from whence we come. And that possibility includes all things that we even haven't yet visioned for ourselves. It's all possibilities in this infinite ground. And so as we identify that we are part of that, then we open ourselves to so many possibilities, so many avenues that are available to us to get to what it is we desire for ourselves. For what it is we want for ourselves, that is holy ground. That is the divine urging us. This is your path. What do you desire? It is your path to do that. So I speak my word for each and every one of us that this week we follow those desires. We pay attention to what excites us, what turns our little tingly sensations on, and we follow that. That is our divine plan. We are here to do something, not just fold in fear, hoping that the uncertainty goes away. Nope. It is our attention on what we do want, what we love, what we feel good about, and what will help others. That is our true journey. And is that attention that will dial down the noise and dial up the powerful, principled love that we are here to experience. We don't have to wait. We have right now, today. That's when we're ready, right now. And I can't wait to see how this community evolves and involves itself in the standing up of a new world. It can happen. Why not us? Why not now? Let's go. The divine always says yes. So all we have to do is know exactly what we want. And so I know this for you. I know this for me. We are awesome. We are on our path. I release my word into the law, knowing it always says yes. It is unfolding now. And I let it be. And so it is. Amen. Ashe. I will find us a wonderful song. How about this one? Okay. Hold on. Wait. Gotta share it first. One moment, please. Too many screens. Where's the screen? I will delete this. I'll erase this part from the live stream. Don't you worry. Here it is. Enjoy.
Use me, oh God. blood, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. I used to think God is the sun, God is the sun, but God's so much more than the earth and the stars and all of creation. God is creator, all and all, needing us to shine its light as me, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. All that I want you to do is command my hands. What must they do? Command my life, it's here for you. God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things new, and God needs us to shine its light as me, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. And God needs us to shine its light. God needs us to shine its light. God needs us to shine its light as me, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do.
All right. As always, wow. Thank you so much, Reverend Charlene. And I'm going to share a little secret with everyone. Charlene had to scramble very quickly to get our music for today. And Charlene, you did a fantastic job. Those are both wonderful that really speak to your inner voice. It's beautiful. All right, folks, now is the time that we bless the donations that are given to CSL Leesburg. As you heard in our opening video, we believe in the law of circulation. As we give, so shall we receive. And we take the donations that are given to us at CSL Leesburg to help us maintain the ability to bring the message to you every Sunday, but we also give to our home organization and other organizations that support our vision of helping to create a world that works for everyone. We're always looking for suggestions for those organizations. So if you have any, please let us know. Sometimes it's local, sometimes it's national, sometimes it's global, but we welcome your suggestions for that. Now, no matter how you are giving, and there are so many ways that you can give, odds are you found something that works for you. Let's move on to the blessing of our gifts. Please join me in saying the words on your screen. The presence of Spirit within me blesses everyone I meet, tends to heal everything I touch, brings gladness into the life of everyone I contact. Therefore, I am a blessing to myself, to humankind, and to the day in which I live. And so it is. And that first song that Faith Rivera sang for us is going through my head as I was reading those words. All right, announcements. So, hey, did you know that you can follow us on Spotify? So you want to go to The Spiritual Tune-Up, and you can listen to previous messages and music and meditation. You can find your favorites. You can just go through as many as you want, maybe when you're driving in a car, maybe when you're finding a little time around the house, but it can come to you through Spotify. Isn't that exciting? Thank you, Charlene, for putting that together. And also there's Dream Study, always Dream Study. So they just had their meeting yesterday. So I'm pulling up my calendar very quickly, and that tells me that their next meeting will be on the 22nd of March. It's at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Join Charlene and her friends as they explore their dreams. We know that as we meditate, as we go within, messages come to us, we get divine wisdom. But sometimes that divine wisdom is coming to us in our dreams, trying to get our attention, trying to give us some guidance. And if you have trouble trying to figure out what your dreams mean, join Charlene and her friends as they explore their dreams on March 22nd at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. All right, with that, we're coming to our conclusion. I want to remind you that if you can, please stay. We do something called Pearls, where we hang out for a little bit after our service and we chat about what resonated with us. Oh, Charlene, do I have a story for you? We really connected this week. And what did you write down in your journal, or what do you want to question and talk about some more? So we just hang out. This is our virtual coffee hour. And if you can't stay, just know that we send you off with our love and our blessings after we do our closing affirmation. All right, as I look at my screen, I can see all these little mics that are unmuted. You know where I'm going with this. Some of you are unmuting already. So please join me so I can hear you. Wrap your arms around you. Remind yourself, I am love.
I am love.
Love. Wonderful. Now look at somebody who's in a room, a friend, a family member, a furry companion, or since we're all connected, send this on to somebody who you know really needs it. You ready? Here we go. You are love.
You are love.
I love that. Thank you so much, everyone. Now, put your hands up for what we call all sprinkles, reminding yourself it's all well, it's all good. Here we go. You ready? It's all love.
It's all love.
Nice. Thank you so much for muting, folks. I love to hear your response. This is one way that we share our connection. So if you have to leave, please know that we send you off with our blessings. And if you can stay, hang out with us. Let's chat. What resonated with you from today's message? All right. If you're leaving, we'll see you next Sunday. If you're staying, let's chat.